editions.
Really nice. So we've got those for you. Those are also on price breaks.
Yep.
Those are also on flex pay. And if you just want to go ahead and get the entire set of Superman, that's your thing, call us. We'll send it out to you. All right, we are moving on. We've got the last 30 years of the Indian head scents from 1880 to 1909, and those are on 4 flex. We're going to show you these up close and personal because they are really, really beautiful the way that they're presented here.
Yeah, and that's really kind of the thing, is when you're looking at these in terms of the valuation that you have here, the last 30 years of the Indian head scents. Now, what you're doing is you're at $199, so you're at maybe $8 or so a coin. And when you start getting out there in terms of collectability, in terms of desirability, in terms of just finding these coins all together, you are all of a sudden at tremendous, tremendous difficulty in getting, particularly when we start back here in 1880. By the time you get to 1884, 1886, as a matter of fact, is about a $30 or $40 coin that you're looking at right here. All the other ones. The 1909, by the way, is a $40 coin in its own right. Is a $40 coin in its own right. Okay. Yeah, because they primarily spent their time making 1909 Lincoln cents. Is what we did. And so what happens is, and then by the time you look at like the 1886 is, I'm sorry, the 86 is $25 coin. The 1885 that you're going to have back there is about a $40 or $45 coin. And then you look at 1880. $20, 1881, $20, 83, 84, 20, 85, $40, and $25. So what you have is these very early Indian head scents. Now, these are not reprinted, restruck, or redone in any way, shape, or form. So what we have oftentimes sold the last 10 years. Yeah. We've occasionally sold the last 20 years. But literally to get the last 30 years of Indian head scents from 1880 all the way on down here. And like I said, the 1886, by the time you get up to fine, very fine condition, you're looking at a coin that could easily be, $70, $80, $85 just for that. And this is just such an iconic coin. And let me show you this, if I may. Look at this. That's 1880. Not reprinted, restruck, or redone in any way, shape, or form. We're looking at less than $7 per coin. Wow. And you're going to have these just like they were original. This coin, almost 40 years old, that you're going to have. So this is a hallmark of collectability and desirability that you're going to have right there. I'm going to put that coin back. Every single one of them in their own individual airtight holders, which, by the way, at 60 cents a piece for those, times 30, you got about $18 or so in that. So you got about $30 or $40 in the packaging. So now you're down to maybe $6 or so on a per coin basis on this, less than $6 per coin for original Indian head scents. Like I said, the last 10 we're able to do, although the 1909 is probably one of the most valuable coins in the entire collection at $40, because they spent most of their time, like I said, the Mint spent most of their time making the new Lincoln scent, which was its first year of issue. So we have these last 10, but then to get all the 1890s prior to that, and then the 1880s that start the entire collection, all the way up here for, like I said, when you count in the packaging, about $6 a coin across the board. And what you have is this incredible 3 decades of collectability. And I went in the nationally advertised catalog, the lowest price that they have on any of these coins are like the 1903, 1904, 1905, the most common of those, $8.25 on a per coin basis. So even at $8, you're $8 a quarter, you're $260 or so. But keep in mind, none of these are $8 a coin. These are more like $20 a coin for those first 10 years that you're looking at right here. And like I said, the 1885 is absolutely the key coin, easily 40, 50 bucks by itself. So you have 2 coins that are basically half the price of the entire collection.
Now let me tell you this, because this is, if you were going to put this entire collection together on your own, first off, it would be extremely difficult trying to find, and especially in this condition, this is a very good condition for each coin, but trying to find 3 decades of these Indian head coins on your own would be a feat in itself. You don't have to do that. In one fell swoop, with one phone call or just a couple clicks of the mouse, you have 3 decades of these amazing Indian head scents. They're all done for you, all prepackaged for you, all in one collection, and you've got it. And the fact that you've got it on FlexPay really does, mean that you can go ahead and pick them up for about $50, and one of these coins, upwards of $40 to $45 just for one. That's a FlexPay.
Well, you've got 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, and 2009 right there. Those two coins purchased individually, about $100.
Now, now you told us that 1909 is because it was so rare.
Yeah, just they made fewer of the 1885s.
Wow.
So between these two, like I said, about $100.
Oh,
so
wow.
let's value those at 100 if purchased individually. That means the other 28 coins are $3.50 a coin.
Oh my gosh.
When in the catalog, the lowest price they have is $8.25.
Yeah.
And they run from about $8.25 to $20 a piece instead of $3 a piece.
Yeah. And that's if you could find them. And that's if you could find the entire 3-decade collection.
That's the key, particularly if you go, and if we look, I'm trying to remember the last time we sold these. I suspect it's been a month, 6 weeks, maybe 2 months since we've sold these into this Indian head collection, because those early 1880s coins are just so phenomenally difficult to get. Literally, we buy 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 at a time. That's going to be it. Like I said, coin by coin, when you're counting these up in the catalog, that's going to be 100, kind of 200, that's going to be 300, 400. You're going to be right about in there. Yeah, we give you the entire collection in the box, along with all individual airtight holders, all of that, one price, one call, gets them all the last 3 decades.
Definitely. And let me just tell you, because a lot that, all of our customer service